Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I need to give you all a warning. Uh, I have it on good authority that some terrible things are headed our way. Uh, I don't usually talk about things like this, but it's important, so I will. First off, I want to thank everybody who sent me well wishes and your home remedies on how to get better. I'm feeling a lot better this morning, and I thank you for giving a darn. So, I we thought things were getting better, right? Went on. Well, let me put it this way, but it apparently it's not, and I have it on very good authority that some terrible things may be coming, lurking in the background, heading our way, and you need to be prepared for it. And do not be swayed by the apparent positivism that seems to be sweeping our country after the election of Donald Trump. Now, you may ask, and rightfully so, what are my sources on this? Because that's important. How do I know this? Well, I know it because some YouTube channels told me that. They said that, and I don't usually, as you know, I don't watch many YouTube channels, preparedness channels, but I felt that I just needed to in this, and they tell me, and I need to pass it on to you, that things are just looking too good. Things are too quiet. Things there's something it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the people rose and voted against the growing communism in our country, and there's obviously things underneath there that we need to continue to be worried about. So I want to make sure that you continue to be worried and frightened and anxious and everything like that. Of course, you know I'm being facetious. This is just ridiculous. It is the mark of a personality that needs drama, that needs to have something to worry about. You know, there's a couple, it reminds me, and I'll try to remember what I was about to say because this I need to interject in this. One time when I was a very young deputy sheriff, I was riding midnights out in the county, right? 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Nothing's going on. Nothing's ever going on at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in the county. And so I got a call from the corporal, and he wanted to meet me for a chat. You know, that's what cops do late at night. Hey, meet me here, meet me there. So I met him there, and he pulled up, and he's shaking his head with a knowing look in his eye. This was so funny. I remember it. I mean, it's got to be, I was 22 maybe, 21, 22, and so that's 50 years ago. And he's looking around, you know, and nothing. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere, and he's looking around. He says, "It's quiet," and then very, you know, with the dramatic pause of the so-called veteran, too quiet. And it was all I could do to keep from laughing at him right then. I mean, that was straight out of a old Western movie, you know, the Indians are going to attack at dawn. It's quiet. The drums went silent. It's quiet. It's too quiet. This is the same kind of stuff, guys. Now, I'm not saying to stop preparing. Not at all. This is the time to up your preparedness, because as I said yesterday or the day before, I forget through my flu-addled brain what I've been talking about. This is the time that it's going to be easier for you to really pump up your preparedness. And the purpose of preparedness is not to run around in fear and just wait for the next horrible thing to happen and try to gather your beans and rice. The purpose of preparedness is to better your life. There's an old saying that if you're not, it's a business saying, but it applies in so many things. If you're not playing a big enough game, you're going to screw up the game you're playing just to give yourself something to do. We all need something to do. And those people that don't have the vision to use their energies to continually better their lives will continue to wallow in the lower levels of imagined crises and scrambling around trying to well, through their worry of the latest catastrophe in their mind, scramble around trying to find something to do, the latest gadget. Maybe there's something on Amazon that I need to buy to increase my preparedness. Maybe there's something, one of these commercials that comes on from some former SEAL that tells me that I need this or that or something. This is going to improve my preparedness. It's going to help me survive in the woods. What a bunch of junk, man. I got a text from Mark Harrison. For those of you who aren't on Patreon, he's one of our highly esteemed patrons over there. We have many highly esteemed patrons over there. If you're not over there, guys, and if with us yet, I cordially invite you to come over. It is an amazing community full of amazing people who are very smart, very helpful. It is the most polite community and helpful preparedness community you will ever find. I've had people say that to me recently. They said, this is the best group I've ever found. And if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. The link is down below the Patreon link. So it's something like join us on our Patreon channel or something. Excuse me. I may do that a couple of times because I'm just not quite over this. But Mark texted me, was it yesterday? Sometime. He said that he had just put up 300 pounds of chicken. Killed a bunch of chickens, right? Just put up 300 pounds of chicken. Now, is he doing that out of fear? No, I know Mark. He's not doing that out of fear at all. He's doing that out of the desire, the responsible desire to better his life and to prepare him and his family to do even better every day, regardless of what happens. You see, we don't know what's going to happen. I can bet right now, though, that things are going to be better. Okay, they're not too quiet because there are nefarious things going on out there. They're just getting ready to attack us. Oh no! This is the problem here is that good times are horrible for preparedness because they're not afraid. They're able again to do better within the established systems, and so they forget about it. But I don't want you to forget about it. I want you to use this time to better yourself, to strengthen your preparedness foundation. To strengthen your ability, to continue to build and make a better life. And sadly, too many people in the preparedness world don't think like that. They just don't think like that. They view themselves as perpetual victims. The man, the globalist, the this, the that, the WEF, the whatever, And there's a lot too. Don't mistake me. There are a lot of global threats. Okay, both militarily and politically, and like Klaus Schwab. So those things, I don't completely discount those, but you can't be consumed by that. And as I've always said, regardless, the purpose of preparedness, as Jim Wyatt said in The Reversion, if the whole world falls apart, I don't want to notice. That's the purpose of preparedness. And when things get better, it's horrible for the preparedness world and the preparedness business, and people selling preparedness things, and people having preparedness websites, and people having preparedness YouTube channels. But you've heard me say time and time and time again that the purpose of preparedness is to better your life. That everything you do, while it should prepare you to be able to do better if things fall apart, it should also increase the quality of your life now. And Mark putting up 300 pounds of chicken. Whoa, man. That makes my back hurt just thinking about standing that long, right? But he is building long-term self-sufficiency and resiliency. And he's not doing it out of fear. He's doing it out of, like I say, a responsible recognition that it's always better to be independent from the systems, the external systems over which we have little or no control. Be right back. So for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that I've always stressed the importance of understanding preparedness is to improve your life, not just to sustain survival. And if you're new to me, if you're new to this channel, I would suggest that you check and say and ask yourself, what is the purpose of your preparedness? What is the purpose of all the things you do? Is it born out of anxiety and worry and fear and all these things that so many people try to wrap you up in? Or out of a real desire to improve the quality of your life for you and those who depend on you? You know, it's interesting that after this last election, it's interesting that I titled my first 3 books, The Reversion, The Revival, and The Renewal. Isn't that interesting? And I said that out of the death of one society can be the origins of another. We might be going through that right now. If for new people, if you say, "What you talking about? You wrote 3 books?" Nope, I wrote 7 books. I wrote the Stonemount series for anybody who's not familiar with me, and it's a great series. People tell me it's the best series they've ever read about preparedness and post-apocalyptic fiction and things like that. But I don't come at it from a horrible position. There are horrible things, of course, in it, and I point out what would happen. But I come at it from a very positive. Instead of the suffering of people, I say, here's how. I call it the complete plan for preparing for, surviving, and rebuilding after a complete collapse of everything. And it's for people who actually want to do better. It's not for people who just want to live a victim life. So if you're new to me, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. But take a look at what are your reasons for preparing. You don't have to view yourself as a victim. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your preparedness, but do it with a sense of positivity and wanting to, like I say, improve the quality of your life. And we have a kind of a respite here, I believe, with the election of Trump. We will see what happens. But don't be misled by these people that say, well, yeah, looks everything good on the surface here, but I just can't help but feel that there is something in the, my mother used to call those people worry warts. Maybe your mom did too, right? Worry warts. Every silver lining has a cloud, right, for them. They wouldn't be happy. My mother used to say, you wouldn't be happy if they hung you with a new rope. Well, there's a reason for that she probably didn't understand, because some of you do too. If you're going to get hung, don't be hung by a new rope, because it hasn't been stretched out, and you'll just strangle instead of breaking your neck immediately. Oh yeah, the things you learn when you come to this channel, right? But anyway, don't be misled by these people, and start thinking about how you can really build a life through your preparedness activities that is going to improve your life no matter what happens. Okay? Stay away from the worry warts. Stay away from the, oh, I just don't know. I just don't know. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to do another one also, probably in a little bit. We're going to do it for the church channel. Maybe I'll put it on here too, and that is the true story of Joseph. That's the story that most people don't know. They think they do, but they don't. And I've done it before, but I'm going to do it. And it's the story of Joseph. By the way, we had. If you're interested in these kinds of things, if you're interested in joining us on the church channel, it's Stonemont Church. That link is down below too. Did I tell you can get my books through Amazon or through our website, stonemont.us? Yes, you can. And that link is down below. But I put up one over last week on, I think it was last Sunday, on the question of whether Christians are under the law, the Mosaic law, Torah, all that. So if you're interested in that, come on over. And I'll be talking about the real story and the real lessons of Joseph a little bit later today. Okay, you all have a good day. Don't worry. Don't be misled by the worry warts and the little okay. And get out there and with a strong spirit and faith in the good Lord Himself. Get out there and every day do things that improve your life. Okay? And remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And I'll talk to you later.